How's it going, my internet friends? Rob Redigan here with a short tutorial on how to turn your inbox from something like this to this, or even this in 10 short minutes. So, what I have prepared here is a Google Doc, the full solution to our email inbox problems of today, of this wonderful technological age we live in. And what I'm going to show you over the next 10 minutes or so is how to claim back your digital willpower, mental energy, and literally hours of wasted time per week by optimizing your inbox, your email inbox. Something as simple as this. After implementing this process myself, my ability to manage and take action on the actionable items in my inbox without all the distractions has drastically improved my relationship with technology and digital communication. So here we are. Let's dive in. First, I want to talk about the problem, then I'll dive into the solution and then give you the nitty gritty steps of exactly how to do this. And I'll walk through the click by click process for you. So this video goes out to anyone that uses email, which is all of us. So first off, the problems. Email has practically replaced our physical mailboxes. 20, 30 years ago, we would go to the mailbox down at the end of the driveway every day to collect our mail. Now everything gets delivered 24/7, whether we're awake or when we're asleep. Technology has already taken over our lives and it's not slowing down anytime soon. The stock features of your email software, whether it's Gmail or Microsoft or whatever you use, it comes with a ton of just extra and typically useless features like, Google Hangouts, Google Meet and chat and all these notifications and different promotion, social tabs, all this crazy stuff. We don't need any of it to actually be productive within our email inbox. And finally, the last problem is the number of inbox grows year over year, whether it's email or text messages on your phone or voicemail on your phone or WhatsApp or any other texting app you use, Telegram, Viber, etc. Social media DMs, there's like another social media every couple of months now. Your notifications on those social medias, and of course, your calendar, which is really how you manage your day to day supposedly, hopefully, outside of all of these inboxes. What we're going to focus on today is simply your email inbox. And the big thing is you were never taught how to manage or use any of these inboxes. So let's actually learn how to do that. The solution here is really setting up your inbox for success. So that means eliminating all unneeded tools or add-ons, any of the stock stuff that we mentioned here, like all these extra features. We can eliminate a lot of them if we're not using them. Two is designing your inbox to actually clarify your incoming mail and not hoarding it, right? Think about when physical mail comes to your physical mailbox, the good old snail mail, right? What do? Do you go down to the mailbox and take everything out, just look at some things that you maybe, one or two things you want to take action on, one or two things you were expecting and open those up, and then you put everything else back in the mailbox so that when the mailman comes the next day, they see, the mail that was previously. No, you don't do that. You take everything out, you bring it home, you put it on your table, your counter, you start organizing it, clarifying it, put this into a pile of trash. This is all spam. You put this into a pile of this is important but not urgent, and this is really urgent and I really don't want to do it, but I got to do it, right? You put your mail into different piles, you throw stuff in the trash, you open it all up, and then you schedule time to take action on it if it needs to be scheduled. If it's something quick, 1 or 2 minutes, sure, you could do it right then and there, right? We need to start thinking about our digital inboxes the same way we think about our physical mailbox. So that's basically the process I just explained here. All right. So that's the big solution here. So first things we're going to do here is set you up for success when it comes to your inbox. Second thing, I'm going to show you exactly how to clarify this incoming mail every single day. So you hit inbox zero and it looks something like this. No new mail every single day. All right. So let's dive in. The first thing I want to know is this. I'm going to do this entire tutorial here for Gmail specifically. If you're using any other email software, all of the steps are, step by step, they're going to change, but the theory, the framework here, and the actual process, the implementation of going through your mail and clarifying this into the different folders and labels that we're going to build out, it stays the same. All right. So for Gmail users, this is going to be literally step by step. First things we're going to do is create 4 to 5 labels in our inbox. So here's our super dirty inbox with 190 unread messages. We've got updates. We've got 30,000 updates, 16,000 promotions. We've got forums, whatever those are, right? Everything's marked as starred or important, whatever, Gmail decides is important. No, we're going to change this up so we have full control of our inbox. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create 4 to 5 labels. For this tutorial, 4 labels: action, waiting for, to review, and reference. And the reason I include a little ampersand at the beginning here is so in case you have any other labels, these will actually pop to the top of the list. So we're going to create action, we're going to create a waiting for label, we're going to create a to review label, and a reference label. And I'll explain these different labels as we come through. I like coloring these labels, right? So action is always red. Reference, what colors do I typically use? I use these colors across every single task management, whether it's a task management platform, Notion, even my Dropbox or my Google Drive folders, right? I'll title them or color them rather different colors. So reference is going to be blue. We're going to make to review is going to be green, and then waiting for is going to be purple. So we've got our label set up. That's step number 1. And now we're going to change the visual appearance of our Gmail. So a couple things we're going to do is, first off, we've got too many messages in this inbox. We're going to clear that up at the very end. But we're going to click the settings cog up here. First thing, change density to compact, right? It's going to just allow you to see a hell of a lot more, way, way easier. And then I like to change up the theme as well. Personally, I like a darker kind of theme, but I do have also multiple inboxes to manage. So I do use different colors for different inboxes. All right, so we're just going to pick that blue color for now. All right, that's step 2. Check. Now, onto the fun part of actually changing all of these settings. So this part shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes for you to follow through. Let's see how quickly we could do this. So first things first, we're going to go into all settings. Click on see all settings there. The first thing we're going to do is go to the advanced tab because we need to enable this auto advanced feature. All right, so click enable there and then save changes. All right, you have to save changes after that one step. Everything else we're just going to do and then save changes at the end. So we're going to come back to general settings. All right, settings, see all settings. We are going to go to general tab, and what do we have to update here? Maximum page size 100, show send an archive button in reply. Auto advanced is going to go to the newer conversation, and keyboard shortcuts on. Let's see if I can remember all that. All right, maximum page size 100. We're going to show send an archive button. We are going to go to the newer conversation. That auto advanced setting just popped up because we enabled it under advanced. And last but not least, we're going to turn on keyboard shortcuts right here. There's a few other settings to play around with in here, but this is really the important 4 in this general tab. All right, next we're going to come to our labels tab. All right, so that is general settings, check. Now labels, we're going to hide all of these unneeded, just, distracting labels, honestly, right? So let's do this. Starred, we're not going to use it. Snooze, don't even know what that is. Important, not by Gmail's perception at least. Sent, we're going to leave that on. Scheduled, you can leave that on if you tend to send scheduled messages. Drafts, you could show actually both of these if they're just unread. All mail, we could hide that. And spam, we can hide that, or we can show if unread. Trash, we can hide that. And then we're going to hide all of these categories here. And we're going to show the 4 new labels that we just created. So already, once I save settings, you'll see how much nicer this looks. Okay, next up, we're going to come over to inbox. Now this is where the ninja tactics come into play. We just created our 4 inboxes. What we're going to do now is update our inbox type to multiple inboxes. And in this multiple inbox section area, we can choose up to 5 custom, really individual inboxes that are based off of the actual labels. All right, so what we're going to do here is you can just copy and paste these. That's what I'll do. The search query here for section 1, That's going to be your first section on your inbox, right? This is what we're creating: action, waiting for, to review, and reference. All right. So basically, it's the letter L colon, and then it's whatever the title of your label is. If there are any spaces, you'll have to include a dash. All right. So our first one is going to be that, and we're going to title this action. Our next one is going to be L colon ampersand dash waiting dash for. We'll call this waiting for. This one's going to be to review. These are all items that we want to review. They're not important or urgent, but we can review them in the future in our own maybe reading time. And then there's going to be a reference inbox, and I'm going to explain the usage and how to use all four of these right here. All right, so there are four sections. We're going to change the page size to 25, multiple inbox position to the right side of the inbox, and we're going to turn off all of these, I think, useless actual like importance markers. Okay, right of the inbox, 25. You could choose whatever number you want here, really. Yeah, when you start implementing this process, you'll never get more than 5 or 10 of actionable emails within the action folder, and the rest could go a bit above that. But typically, I keep mine between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's getting above 5 or 10 in any of these folders, I know I have to do some sorting. All right, so 25 max, right of inbox. We're going to turn off markers here, and we're going to say, don't use my past actions to predict. Okay, the last thing we're going to do, now this is optional, obviously. If you use Google Workspace for business, and you're always chatting and using Google Hangouts with coworkers, etc., you can leave this on. But for most of us, and especially most of our personal inboxes, we can turn these settings off in the chat and meet settings. So everything is good here. We're going to save changes in just a second. So come over to chat and meet. We're going to turn this off and hide that. And that is all. Click Save Changes and take a look at this. We're getting started, right? We're getting ready. Now, essentially, right, I'm not going to give recommendations on how to clear your inbox if you have 46,000 messages in there. But what I would personally do is select all, and then click on Select All Conversations in the Inbox. And we're simply going to say archive. Boom. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to archive all of them except maybe these first bunch right here. All right. So we're going to archive the rest. Now, keep in mind, depending on the size of your inbox, if you have 46,000, this can actually take a few minutes. So click it, come back. You'll have to refresh the page. And yeah, it's gonna sift through those for a bit, but we're gonna continue on working through the process here. So that the inbox is set up. Take a look how clean this looks. The color of your choosing. We have inbox, sent, and then of course we want to see all this extra stuff. We can click more, and then we have our 4 labels, and we have our 4 folders on the right side ready to populate. All right. So as that is archiving tens of thousands of messages, we're going to move on to the next step. So just a quick review. What we have just done is optimized your email inbox. We've set it up for success. We've put everything in place, including the labels, the visual appearance, as well as the Ninja tools here, the Ninja setup of the pre-work we need to do before we actually start clarifying our inbox on the day-to-day basis. So now, the daily processing of your inbox. This is what you're going to be doing every 24 to 48 hours, really. Every time you come into your inbox, right? And honestly, since I've been doing this, it takes me no more than 5 minutes per day to actually read my emails, clarify them, and decide what is the next actionable step, if any. Before, I found myself coming into the inbox, who knows, 2, 3, 5, 10 times a day for 5, 10 minutes at a time, scrolling up and down all this spam to find that one important message, and then realizing, I'm already in mental overwhelm. I'm not even going to take action on it because there's too many other distractions that are slowing me down. Okay, so the daily processing of your inbox. Really what we're going to look at here. Let's see if I can refresh one more time. Let's see what we look at. Okay, so those are still archiving. We're going to start. Let's imagine that this is the bottom of our inbox right here. We've got, 10, 12 messages that have come through today. So yeah, we'll just start with the messages that have come through today. Okay, I'm going to show you one more quick little tip. Since we did turn on under settings, our keyboard shortcuts right here, you can click on learn more. This will actually open up. We're going to see a couple of useful keyboard settings here. You can actually come through and review some of these. We're just going to use two specific ones. The first is archive, which is the E button, and the next is the move, which is V. Where is move? Let's see. Is it jumping? Is it thread list? Navigation? Application? V. There we go. Open the move to menu. V. So we're just going to use E and V. You can literally have your fingers on E and V the entire time we're going through this process. You'll see how quick this actually is. All right. So we're coming through to our inbox here. We're going to click on the lowest. Start by clicking on the oldest item, the bottom of the list. All right. So imagine this is the oldest one. And what we're going to do, first ask ourselves, what is it? What is it, right? You might have to take a second to breeze over. This is something, right? What is it? It's a live autoimmunity Q&A, right? This is a subscription extra inbox I have, so I rarely look at any of this. This is literally stuff I've signed up for over the past decade. All right. So first we're going to ask, what is it? Second, we're going to ask, is this actionable? Yes. Can I do it in less than 2 minutes? If so, do it. If it's still actionable, but you can't do it in less than 2 minutes, we're going to move it to the action folder, which our Gmail shortcut is V, and then we're going to type in A for action, and then hit enter. If it is not actionable, we're going to archive it simply by hitting the E button. If we are waiting for something, let's say, for example, we've just sent an email or we're waiting for a response to take the next action on this specific item, we're going to hit V to move it. We're going to type W and then enter, and we're going to move it to the waiting for label. To read / to review. These are things to be explored later. Maybe they're newsletters. Maybe they're, some type of blog post that's sent to you. Maybe it's a video one of your friends sent, but it's not important or urgent to watch right now. We're going to review it later, so we're going to move that to the review label or folder. Same with reference. Let's say I use reference a lot when I'm booking, let's say, flights or Airbnbs, travel plans, stuff like that. I will put that in the reference file. And I treat it as like a 30-day holding area of just stuff that I may need to see in the near future, but it's not actionable. It's not, it might be important for some time later, but it's not even something that I need to download and save to my computer. It's just reference, all right? So these are really the main 5 folders, where one of them is the trash, right? And the other 4, the 4 labels that we just set up. Now we'll continue that process until we've clarified every single inbox message. All right, so coming back here, since we started at that bottommost message, in our settings, we set up the newer conversation in this auto advanced. Watch what happens. All right, let's say this is actually a webinar I want to attend. I'm going to hit V and then A and then enter. You can see I just added it to the action label. All right, the next one, we're just going to rip through these. All right, this is a free blueprint from my friend Mark. Maybe I'll download this. Maybe I'll review it later. Okay, V T to review. You can either just click it, right? Boom. This doesn't look interesting to me. I'm just going to hit the E button to archive. Goes to the next one. Same, I don't want that. Open up, what is this? Click here to learn how to make $250 a day. No. This one, this is, let's say, Taki Moore, he writes some really good copy, right? So maybe I actually want to reference this in the future. I'm going to hit V, R, and then enter, reference, and boom, add it to the reference. This, I don't want it. This event is free. Maybe I want to attend Tai Lopez's free event. We're going to make that actionable. This is settings. Well, it's because I just logged into Google. That doesn't matter. Archive, two spots open for this. You know what? Maybe if you or someone you know has done this, they've got two spots. Maybe what I'm going to do here is let's forward this to um, friend at friend.com. Let's say I'm sending this to a friend. I'm going to send this. And you see, we also turned on that send and archive button, right? If we know that we never need this again, we can send an archive, like our final response. But what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to send it to my friend. Boom. Maybe I said like, hey, I'm thinking of you. Maybe you want to attend this boot camp, right? And then what I'm going to do, because I want to hear back from my friend, I'm going to hit VW waiting for. All right, this looks like maybe a nice crypto reader review. I'm gonna review this later on. Boom, done. All right, now imagine that. Let's see, these are still archiving. This is how crazy it is, right? Might have to actually come through this and archiving again. All right. Anyways, what we've just done is we've clarified our inbox from, let's say, 20 messages down to just the six or so. Now, two are actionable. One we're waiting for a response from a friend. A couple we want to review in our leisure time, and one we want to reference for potentially a swipe file. And that's it, right? So coming back to our process here, that is literally the process to take every single day, every 24, 48 hours, put it on your calendar, literally a 5-minute time slot to review your inbox maybe every morning, every night, something like that. And eventually, not eventually, like very, very quickly, literally within 10 minutes of setting this process up, you'll have an inbox that looks something like this that's extremely manageable. All right. A couple final tips, and what's next is, as I mentioned already, is once you have your actionable inbox right here, and your inbox is 0, as this example, you actually want to come in to and schedule some time to go through the actionable items, perhaps right after you're done clarifying. Process every 24 to 48 hours to reach that inbox 0. After sending an important email you need a response from, add the waiting for label, just like, I'm waiting on a response right here. We're waiting on a response right here from our imaginary friend. Another tip is don't delete emails. I always see people deleting emails. Like, the search feature is incredible, and you can archive every email and always refer back to it, right? You can always just come to all mail, and you're going to see everything that's been previously archived. And then finally, last but not least, I hope this was extremely helpful. I know when I first implemented this on my own, it actually changed my relationship with email and my ability to actually make use of this technology that's been around for practically some of our lifetimes. Rather than it owning me, I now own my email, and it feels really good. So I hope you set this up and actually implement it. I've set it up on. I've probably got my personal, a business email, another business. And then, I guess we just set it up on my subscription inbox right here, which is slowly but surely archiving. And yeah, if you want to view the doc, just come here. It'll open up this document in a new window. And if you want to connect with me, here's my LinkedIn right here. Hit me up, and boom, yeah, connect with me. Shoot me a message, etc., etc. Hope this was very helpful. I'll be putting more videos out like this in the future. And that is all. Good luck on claiming back your digital willpower, your mental energy, and literally hours of wasted time every single week. All right. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you on the next one.